See, in order to implement this application, we have 5 developers, and the responsibility of the developers is to write down the source code for an application. So at the end of the first day, let us assume that everybody has created some 10 files. So 5 developers means that 5 into 10 total 50 files are. Now the responsibility of the developers is we need to deliver these files to the customer. See, client or customer are all same names. We are going to use this technology in real time. Client, customer, or end user. End user. All are same names. Okay. So our target is we need to deliver these 50 files to the client. But in order to deliver these 50 files to the customer, first we need to gather all the files from the development team. But how will you gather all the files from the development team? There is one concept called shared location. Suppose you can use this one. IBM data, that's like this, like this. This can be accessed by everyone in the office. So I will ask the developers, all 5 developers, state that put your files into this particular location so that somebody else will take the files and they will create some packages and they will deliver to the customer. But if they placed in a shared location, there is a problem with the security. And we don't have a proper information like at what time he placed the file, which file he modified, which content he modified. Because everything we need to be recorded. Let us assume that there is one file called info.java file. You modified today. You modified again second time. You modified again third time. But if you place the file in the shared location, we will have only the latest file. But in future, if you want to check what is there previously, we don't have that option. That means we are missing out the history here because you are keeping on putting the new file into the shared location. If you want to look at the previous history, we don't have it. If you go with the shared location concept, that's the reason we have one tool that is called version control. Version control. Whereas I can call it as a source code management tool. Source code management. The name itself it is indicating what it is trying to do. Source code management. That means it is going to manage all your source code. Here, version control. That means everything it is going to be recorded as a version. What are the tools are available in the market? CVS is the one version control tool. S1 is the one version control tool. Git is the one version control tool. Clearcase is the one version control tool. PVCS.
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Are you sure that you are sharing your screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I can't see it here, so it's my problem then.
What about others?
We
I
can
can't
see
see
your go-to screen.
go to.
Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, can can you able to see my notepad now?
No, not enough.
All are getting the same issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be-
Let me reshare the screen again. What about now?
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. See, we have different version control tools available in the market. CVS, SVN, Git, ClearCase, PVC, SDFS, like this. We have 25 plus version control tools are available in the market. But now the question is, which one we need to use it? Which version control tool we need to use? But the question is, which one we need to use it? Can you tell me the answer, like based on which conditions we are going to select the version control tool? Which parameters we need to take into consideration while choosing the version control tool? Any answer for this? What are the parameters we need to think of it? Any answers?
Maybe cost and compatibility.
Cost and compatibility. That is the one point we need to take into consideration. What about others? Security,
Security. Yeah.
we need to take into consideration because we are working in a software industry. So
Yeah.
first and priority is security. The next one is a support, right? Because we are going to use the version control tool, but you should make sure that we are going to get a much more support, right? Those things we are going to take into consideration, and obviously the features. The tool which
Uh,
is going to get the tools as features, what are the features it is providing to us. These are all the things we are going to take into consideration, and based on it, we are going to choose the version control tool. Now the question is, every company need to maintain the version control tool or not required? Definitely, every company
Definitely
should.
yes.
They need to have one version control tool. Definitely, they need to have the version control. But now the question is, who need to maintain this version control tool? Is it a responsibility of a developer or a tester or a DevOps engineer? Who will take care of it? Like installing, maintaining it. Who will take care of that? Is it possible for the developer to maintain the version control tool?
It
Will they
depends
take the
on the
tool?
team.
Yeah, but see, if you follow the standards, fundamentals of the software industry, the developers' responsibilities are just to write down the source code. That's all. They are not going to deal with other activities. But some companies, of course, developers are trying to make use of take care of this responsibility also, but the DevOps engineer need to take care of it.
Okay.
We need to take care of the responsibility of installing and
Managing.
maintaining,
Yeah.
installing and maintaining of version control tool or source code management tool. SCM, source code management tool. So this is the responsibility of the DevOps engineer. If you go for an interview, they will ask the first question like, tell me about yourself. The first answer is this one. We are mainly responsible for maintaining the version control tool. And you can explain the things what you are going to do in the version control tool. This is the first place where you are going to start your learning. Because we found the requirement where DevOps engineer is required, why he required, what are the activities he are going to perform. First one is why DevOps engineer is required. The name itself it is indicated. DevOps. So we can take it like this. Development plus operations. Somebody else is doing the development. You are taking the operations. Means that somebody is writing the code and you are taking the ownership to take care of that particular code and you are going to be in the game till you deliver the code to the customer. You will understand that. Somebody else is creating a code. You are taking care of that code and you are responsible to deliver that code to the customer. In order to deliver code to the customer, we do have a different phases actually. We do have a different phases. You are taking up the code. Those are just like a files. Again, you need to use one more tool to create as a package. You need to use one more tool to do the deployment. Okay, so DevOps is not a tool. DevOps is a process. But to fulfill that process, you may have a different phases. To fulfill those phases, we require tools. But for every phase, we do have a different tools. The same kind of operations actually. But based on your choice, you can select it. Let us assume that as a DevOps engineer, you are maintaining the version control tool like Git and you are storing your all the files. So is this not a good practice to deliver the files directly to the customer? First, we need to test in your system. Then only you can deliver to the customer, right? In order to test it, I need to package it, I need to do the deployment. That means a lot of phases are there. For each phase, there are number of tools are there. Which one you need to select, that depends on you. As simple as like for the version control tool to maintain the source code, this is one phase. To create a package, that is one phase. To do the deployment, that is one phase. To deliver to the customer, that is one phase. So it is a process. DevOps is a process. In order to fulfill that process, you may require some tools to fulfill your the process. If somebody asks you, is DevOps is a tool? No. DevOps is a practice. DevOps is a process. In order to fulfill this task process, it has a lot of phases. For each phase, you may require some of the tool to fulfill that phase actually. Able to understand or not? So version control tool that we are going to use for maintaining the source code. That is one phase. Next, you need to build your source code. Like you need to compile a file and then you need to create a package called var. That is one phase. To fulfill that phase, you may require the build tool. Either it could be Ant or Maven or Gradle or Enant. But out of four, which one you want to select? Again, that depends on the project. So you are going to select the project. Now you want to do the deployment. If you want to do the deployment, that is a manual process every day. But you want to automate it. Again, you require one more tool like Jenkins. That means in order to fulfill the phases, you are introducing the tools to fulfill your requirement. Your ultimate goal is from the development of the code till it reaches to till it reaches to the customer, it should be automated without any manual interruption. To fulfill that requirement, you need a tools. Able to understand? You are going to be there taking the files till it reaches to the customer, right? In order to meet all these phases, you require the tools. That's it is not something like it is a tool. You are going to learn one tool and you are going to finish off this course. No, it is a process from starting to ending. You are going to be there taking the files, creating a package, doing the deployment. But again, in the middle of these phases, if you feel something is manual process, again you need to introduce one more tool to automate the process. Our ultimate goal is from the development perspective. Whenever the people uploaded the code into the version control tool, till it reaches to the deployment, we don't have manual, we don't want any manual interruptions. To fulfill that, you require tool at each phase. That's anyway, we are going to understand more clear when you are going to deal with multiple classes. The first stage at the initially, just remember only one line. DevOps is a process, it is not a tool. In order to fulfill this process, we have a different phases. For each phase, you are going to introduce the tool. That's all. Any questions here or any confusion?
You were just saying that there is one tool to automate the process. So can you name it? You were just
Not only
saying
one tool. Okay.
many
In
tools,
order
but
to, yeah, see, in our DevOps process, you are going to learn one version control tool, right?
mhm,
That is SCM tool you are going to learn that is called Git. You are going to
Git
understand. For the build tool,
map.
we are going to learn about and Maven. In our class, we are going to deal with Maven. Next, CI tool you are going to understand that is called Jenkins. You are going
Jenkins.
to the Jenkins, in the Git, what you are going to do? You are going to store the source code. By using Maven, you are going to create a var file. But build tool, who is going to trigger? You are going to trigger manually in order to create a package. But I don't want to do triggering manually. That's the reason I am introducing one CI tool that is called continuous integration tool that is called Jenkins.
Jenkins.
After that, we are going to use one repository management that is called Nexus or Artifact.
So
It is
this is
both.
for version control.
This is for version control tool is only one that is called Git. That's all.
Okay.
Build tool is to take all the files from Git and then create a package. But you need to trigger this file every time. To eliminate that process, you are going to introduce a tool that is called Jenkins. And in Jenkins, you are going to call your Maven file so that it will create a var file. But where
Mm-hmm.
you need to store that var file, I need to have one place that is called project
Okay.
management. That access. Again, I want to show in our classes to do the deployment in Tomcat actually. With one real-time project, I will show you to do the deployment into the Tomcat. And after that, you are going to learn containerization tools,
Docker and
container tools like Docker and Kubernetes. But before that, I will explain the scenarios why actually we are going for a Docker and Kubernetes. I will explain those scenarios once we are dealing with these tools so that we will have some knowledge. Then you can understand, then you can see the benefits of Docker and Kubernetes. After that, we are going to deal with one configuration management tool, configuration management tool that is called Ansible. With the purpose of it, I will explain one real-time scenario. We will see the problem. For that problem, the resolution will come from configuration management tool that is called Ansible. And nowadays, everybody is trying to take the servers from a cloud. They are not
uh,
going to make it on on-premise because the cloud have its own advantage. Like somebody else is taking the ownership of maintaining the servers. You are just making use of the servers. So you are going to learn about one cloud technology that is called.
AWS.
And if time permits, I will explain with Azure DevOps. So this is something different. You can't understand now, but don't remember now itself. I will tell you about this later.
Okay.
Azure DevOps. Don't get confused now. Once you are familiar with this course, then only you can understand the benefit of the Azure DevOps. Otherwise, you will get confused. So, for time being, just don't remember this Azure DevOps. Forget about this. I will tell about that later. And I'm going to deal with one cloud automation tool that is called Terraform.
Terraform.
We're going to deal with Terraform as well. And to accommodate our process, you may require one scripting language that we are going to deal with this. I will tell you the scenarios where scripting language plays a vital role in the software industry. Where exactly DevOps engineer need to apply this Python? Why we need to learn the Python? What is the real-time scenario it is forcing us to use the scripting language? I will show some scenarios. And I'm going to explain about Jira. This is not a tool actually. This is a tool, but we are the users of a Jira. That's all. So I will explain what we are going to do now. And I will explain like Agile process as well. What is Agile? How to follow. That means that this is all real-time practices. That's
Uh, about the project, are we going to have some kind of hybrid deployment project also in this course?
all. We are going to take the project from GitHub. In the GitHub, we do have so many sample projects are available.
Mm-hmm.
We will take one of the project and we will make use of the same project till end of our course.
Ah, okay.
There are multiple projects are available in GitHub. You can have a free account and we can make use of the any existing project. Our responsibility is need to deliver the project to the customer.
Mm.
But who will prepare the source code? Developer will prepare the source code. In our course, we don't have a developer to prepare the source code. That's the reason we will take the source code from somebody else in the GitHub.
Nowadays, many people are. I'm just trying to convey this because many companies they are going from some are using hybrid and some are mostly in cloud. So it's better if we had some experience for this. hybrid management also in case of this DevOps, then it would be much more nice, like to showcase your portfolio.
Hybrid means I didn't understand it.
Hybrid means we are managing the infrastructures from this one from the, let's say, from the building. I mean the
Ah,
building and the building where we were used to managing this all the source codes and half from the cloud, that kind of thing.
that means on-premises environment you are talking.
Yes, 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 on premises and then the
Understand?
so it would be much better because you had a lot more experience and they are looking for most of these. I found it that the company are looking for the experienced guy. I'm not sure about the scenario of India, but here I'm actually from Finland, so it's kind of different here. So they are looking for much experienced one. Hope I
Yes,
get yeah a lot of help from you here and also
yes,
from this group so that we need to
yes,
showcase us a lot more these projects. Otherwise, they are not believing you. So that's the case.
yes, yes. Any other questions, guys? Ras, Gita,
Hi Chindu, Vinita here.
yeah,
Due to some audible issue, I'm not able to hear your voice. Now I'm okay. Can you please give a short brief on this, what you explained before?
like you see, just like what are the tools we are going to cover in our classes that we have discussed just now. But anyway, from next class onwards, you are going to understand like what are the tools we are going to use for the real time. As a DevOps engineer, what are the main tools we are going to work on? And I'm explaining like DevOps is not a tool, it is a process. Like after development activity is completed, you need to take care of the responsibility to deliver that code to the customer or a client or an end user. All are same. These are the technologies we are going to use in the real-time industry. So to deliver our code from version control to like Git till it reaches to the customer, you have a different phases like building of source code, deployment, and delivering to the customer. So you, in order to fulfill those phases, you require some of the tools. So that's the reason I have explained like one SCM tool we are going to maintain that is called Git. We are going to work it out on regular basis. And one build tool we are going to learn that is called Maven. And after that, we are going to learn one continuous integration tool that is called CA tool. I will explain you the scenario why we need to go for it. That is most important in real time. There's something like when you go for an interview, you are telling that yeah, I'm using Maven or I'm using Jenkins. But if the next question comes like why are you using Jenkins? You should be in a position to tell the answer in a real-time fashion. Where exactly you got an issue, why you introduced it to that, you should be in a position to answer to that question. They will not ask like how to do installation and all. You will get the answers from the Google. But they want to identify as a real-time candidate. How? Why you are using Jenkins? Then you should tell what is the problem you faced if you don't have a Jenkins. And then you need to tell this is the problem you are getting. This is the scenario where you have problem coming up. That's the reason to minimize that, to reduce it. We are coming up with a tool that is called CA. One CA tool we are going to learn that is called Jenkins. And one repository management tool we are going to learn that is called Nexus or Artifact. Anything is fine. Both are the purpose of the repository tool is same like Nexus or Artifact. And then we are going to learn about Python. Why we need a scripting language, in which scenario it is helpful to write down scripting language. And also we are going to understand like why we are bringing up of Python, why not shell, why not Perl. That also we are going to discuss. And one deployment tool we are going to learn that is called Tomcat, and one containerization tools that is called Docker, and then Kubernetes. And one cloud technology we are going to learn that is called AWS. And then I will explain you the process of Scrum, how it operates on. I hope somebody already knows about this stuff, but the freshers, they doesn't, if they doesn't have any real-time experience, they don't know what is Scrum or not. So I will explain like what is stand up and what is a sprint, how many points they are going to assign it, how the work is going to be distributed, how the tickets are going to be raised in Jira, that all the things I'm going to explain. If you love these organizations, then only you can say that you know DevOps. DevOps is not a tool, it is a process. That's the reason you are introducing so many tools to accommodate those all phases. Is it clear, Vinta?
Yeah, Chandra, thank you.
Yeah. But we will get more details when you are going into next classes. When you are going for in-depth, at that time you can understand why we need to learn Jenkins, why I need to learn Nexus. What is the problem if you don't have that? We'll see the scenarios, real-time scenarios, so that you can understand. What about you, Pranay? Akshita,
Yeah,
Geeta?
able to understand, Chandu. And one more question I do have. So you
Yeah.
mentioned like at the end we will be coming through Azure DevOps as well, right? So what exactly that means is like any relation between those two, like AWS and
No,
Azure?
it's not a relation actually. It is in
Okay,
parallel to DevOps. It is also going to fulfill the DevOps requirement. I can say that it is a competitor for DevOps. That's it.
okay.
But at
So
this moment,
Chandu,
you get
like
yeah.
yeah, so like at the real-time scenarios, if we can see like everyone are migrating from Azure to AWS, right? So we will be
Yes, so to
are we
AWS.
gonna work on that one as well? Yeah.
Can you come back to your question?
Yeah, so in the real time, if you can see like the competitors like they are moving migrating from Azure to AWS, right? So are we gonna have a look at that one as well, like how the migration will be done, those all things?
You are talking about Azure to AWS. People are migrating, but that question that was wrong impression
Okay,
because AWS came into the market first, right? Then only Azure came into the market. So people might
okay,
change from AWS to Azure only, but it is not something like Azure to AWS, right? But anyway, this happens actually. It depends on companies based on billing, based on
Actually,
pricing.
I think that since this ages
Yes,
Microsoft, it with more uh, discount or some kind of offers to the company, we as a DevOps engineers or developer have to go through all those details. They don't care about actually developers and like DevOps engineers. They cares about the support community and services
yes,
that they get from these cloud providers. And also, if they get good discount, I'm pretty sure they might go to Google also. So
yes, yes.
yeah,
Google
it's
Cloud.
changing. Yeah, it's changing. All the
Yeah,
time it's
somewhere,
changing.
yeah. People will try to change from one cloud to another cloud based on their client needs and based on their budgets. So it can happen. But the thing is that we are a DevOps engineer actually. We are not a cloud platform engineer. To deal with migrations and all, you need to learn cloud related stuff. But
Mhm.
in our classes, as a DevOps engineer, we need some servers, we need some Linux servers. All those things we are going to take from AWS. That's what. But we are not a cloud engineer. That is altogether complete different course actually. There
I,
we are
I,
going to deal with only with cloud related activities, not other
I
DevOps.
I guess we are simply starting with a Git when we are starting a project, and for the repo, I mean like the actual repo, it's the cloud always. Sometimes it might be AWS, Azure, or Microsoft, or might be some other cloud.
RS it can
And
be also.
yeah, and we are just taking their server. That's all from us,
Yes.
like for us with the
When
cloud.
we need a server that we will take from AWS. That's all.
Yeah.
We are not like do migrations. No.
okay,
That is
understood.
altogether a different course actually. Once you learn DevOps, if you are more interested, then you can learn that as that's
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah.
yes, it's better we have good knowledge at least. I would say good knowledge of AWS cloud at least. Soft solution architect. I like that level of
yes.
knowledge. Yeah, to deal with
It is
this.
like a vast syllabus. How many responsibilities you want to take, that's up to you.
Hmm.
If you know DevOps, you can work on DevOps activities. If you know cloud as well, then you can do both DevOps and cloud. If you know development or if you know some uh, database related stuff, then you can work on that as well. And later on, again, you are talking of DevOps extension cloud. Again, the cloud, you need to do some kind of automation. We are going to introduce a tool that is called Terraform. So it is kind of a vast. How many responsibilities you want to hold, that's purely depends up to you. It is not
It's,
like a end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, understood, Chandra.
thank you.
Any other
So,
questions? Geeta,
so
Ras?
would you say
Okay.
at the end of the course, do you think we're going to be job ready? Can we go on? Do you think we're going to be able to start applying for jobs at the end of the course?
I didn't understand well. Your voice is not clear.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Hi, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, yes.
So I'm asking if you think we're going to be job ready at the end of the course. Do you think we should be able to start applying for job at the after the course?
No, still I didn't understand. Can you put in chart, please?
Okay, yeah.
Actually, he is asking that. Maybe I take your question well. He's asking that are we able to get the job after the completion of this course?
That depends on you, Will. It depends on the practice, how you are going to do. See, the learning of technology, you are going to, expecting in 45 days, like obviously 1 hour per day. So 45 hours you are expecting for a course. So it not depends on the course, how much duration you are taking of it. It going to depends on how much practice you are going to work it out. Because if 45 days you are able to learn the tool, and if you're not doing any practice, then
You
maybe
forgot.
1 or 2 years you can learn all the technologies in the market, right? It is not like it is based on how much time you are investing to do the practice, how you are correlating the topics. Suppose if I explain it to you, there might different ways to understand the Git as well. It's completely depends on you how much practice you are going to put on next. Because the same question maybe somebody else can ask in a different way also. So that when you will get more information, when you go through more materials or more YouTube videos or more official websites of Git or Jenkins or Docker or Kubernetes, right? So it's purely depends on your practice. It's not depends on your course duration.
I think if we did at least 10 projects from here one and rest of us like at least 9 projects, and there might be some chances because they
Yes,
are always looking for the experienced one, and what we can showcase that is that I have done this and that. I have involved in such projects, so this is all my experience.
yes,
And maybe they can hire us. Otherwise, it's just very hard market, actually, to be honest. It's very hard market.
yes.
There are much more genius than us. We are just the like kids at this phase.
Yeah. Any more questions, guys? Maybe Raj, Geeta, do you have any questions?
Not now.
Yeah,
I have just one
yeah.
question.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah, proceed, Geeta.
Okay, as a DevOps engineer, these tools are enough to learn because I am from non-technical field.
Yes, yes, these tools are enough, but suppose let us assume that, take my case, I have total 12 years of experience in DevOps. Here I have put down some tools, right? See here,
Mhm.
in SCM tool I mentioned Git, but in my past experience, I worked on CUS in 2012 and 2013. I worked on SVN in 2015 and 16. Now in 2023 and 2022, I'm working on all are same names, so all are the purpose of the same. But earlier we don't have a Git. That's the reason we used SV. Then we used SV. Now the latest is maybe
Okay.
after 2 years, one more tool comes out. So we're going to learn that and we're going to move. But the fundamentals, the features, the motto of the tool is same actually. Maybe some graphical user interface, maybe some commands are going to be different, maybe some extra features are going to be added. That's all. So
Okay.
here, Marvin, I'm going to teach, but in my previous project, my starting of my career, I worked on Ant actually. Now I'm using Marvin. Here I worked on Team City also. Hudson I worked on, but now I'm working on Jenkins. Here, repo management tool, we have Artifactory and Nexus. In my previous project, I worked on Artifactory. Now I'm working on Nexus. The purpose of the tool is same. If you know Nexus, if you, to understand Artifactory, it is very simple. So it can't be like based on the tools, you can say that, yeah, these are all sufficient. No, it depends on the experience you have. But to understand, it is a course, so I need to design some, outline for it. That's the reason I am coming up with a tool which is currently active in the market. That's but anyway, when you are going to deal with it, I'm going to tell the scenario why we are not using SPN, why we are migrating to here, what are the benefits you have. That I will explain it. That's only.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Tas, do you have any question?
Yeah, Chandu, I'm just looking for the complete professional level in the DevOps. So do we cover all this in the professional level at the end of the session?
Yes, yes, that's the
Like
reason.
of the complete, yeah. And
Yeah,
one more thing, in the in the part of AWS, do we, like Prashant said, like, do we cover the migration part and the DA part,
migration.
like disaster recovery part?
No, in AWS, we do have some of the services which are required for the DevOps that we are going to cover up. But migrations and security and everything that comes under AWS, the AWS course completely altogether different course.
Okay, fine.
Uh,
Thank you.
ac- yeah, yeah. Can I put some words? This is for all of us. This message actually. So since we are having 1 hour class every morning, maybe on Saturday when if all of us are free to manage some time, maybe we can make one group. I mean, all of us who are studying, and then discuss about those things, those problems that we trigger between the weeks that we when we are doing our projects and on. And on Monday we can again ask Chandu. That way we can actually develop more further. We don't have
Yes,
to wait.
yes,
Yeah, and maybe we can talk about these kind of things like AWS services. It's not hard. Okay, we do need to have. I would say we do need to have at least one certificate from one cloud vendor to get the job because they want that we have some kind of knowledge about the cloud. So we can do that. If we are like any of us are interested, we can make another group and then at least give 2 to 3 hours and consult about the matters that we are like having and then actually move on. And when we have class, maybe we can just focus on the class, and talk about more important matters. And on weekend, let's say if we have 3 hours, then we talk about all these things because I guess many of us have good experience uh, about these DevOps things, and we can share our knowledge in that group. Think about it. And on the class time, we are only studying the class and we might talk other opportunity in our own like cohort.
yeah,
Yeah, this actually makes more sense.
Yeah, sure. This is fine.
Yeah, sure.
We can make a WhatsApp group or something and do it on the weekend, right?
Yeah, and we can like maybe have 3 hour session there and we gonna help each other all the time. Any cloud confusion or like somebody might be good at Azure, somebody might be good at AWS. We need to know all those cloud vendors if we want the job. We want the job because we are here for it. So so we
yes.
can do that actually.
And also, Vinita, you will get some course videos as well if required for AWS also. So team will share videos so that you can look at the videos and you can, get some knowledge
Yeah,
on
sure, sure.
AWS in depth. Yeah.
Yeah. And do we have only weekly 5 days the sessions, or the Saturdays also the? Do we have the class for
No,
those?
I'm planning to take Saturday as well because we want
Yeah,
to have a
that's
more.
fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. If team is okay, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, because we want to have a more continuity actually. That's the reason I want to have a
Yes,
class.
yes. And the last six classes we are not able to. I'm not. I don't have any access. Can you share me the access with that document as
No,
well?
Vinita, I'm starting from the scratch itself again. No need to take a
Okay.
Okay.
previous. I
Okay,
have
fine.
to start.
That's fine.
So yeah, guys, drop off your numbers, or maybe we are already in WhatsApp group. Then we can actually make our own cohort and talk about our own problems there also. So that's my actually will. If anybody, any other guys are interested, they can join, and we can simply have some Zoom call and simply start practicing.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining the session. See you in tomorrow session with installation of Git and we will take it forward for the first class from.
Okay.
Thank you guys. See you in tomorrow
Yeah.
session.
Chandu,
Thank you,
I
Chandu.
have a
Thank you all.
question here. Yeah,
Yeah.
what suggestion you can give for the certification related to this course?
No, I think that where are you? Are you in India or outside?
Yeah, yeah, India.
I don't think any certificate is most important to crack the interview. But
Okay.
if you have, that's good to have. But in interview, we don't have that much weightage. Even if you have
Yeah, it
certificate
just
from
adds like a priority, like.
yes, yes, yes. But if you have knowledge, that's sufficient to crack the interview. That's
Actually,
Yeah,
when you on the certificate that you are proving that you know these things. For example, when if you want to go to market and start applying job, I would say we need to have at least KC Kubernetes one and one with the Cloud Painter, just normal one, and that's fine. No need to have more certificate. Otherwise,
yes,
we are just having certificate and nothing at all. Rather than we focus on project, and I would say one Kubernetes is important because they are using Kubernetes all the time, most of the these cloud services. And the other one is the any cloud vendors, maybe Azure and AWS or Google want certificate from them because they know that okay, we have some at least some details about these things, security and all these other things, like subnetting and those kind of things. We need to be aware of that networking, how we are like managing this. Like for example, if we go to some new company who is completely new, then if you are a DevOps engineer, let's say you don't have much more team, you are alone there as a DevOps engineer, then what would you do? So you need to start from scratch. On that time, you're gonna need all these things, networking and all. You have some developer team, some testers team. So I guess it's better to have it than rather not to have it.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's all we can discuss about this on like our own cohort and like help each other and move forward because this 1 hour session is not enough to get the job in 3 months. That's for sure.